What it do? We can do a quick little live real quick. Like 20 minutes to 30 minutes to 4 hours. Something like, you know what I mean? Something like. What's going on, fam? Nothing much. I just went live, so, like I told you, I met you, man. YouTube be kind of bullshit sometimes with my viewers, so it gonna take like a couple minutes for people to just go and get in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How you been, though? How your day went?
Man, look, I had me a couple doctor's appointments and stuff, man. Everything good, trying to get some stuff together.
I heard it, man. I heard it, man. So I be freestyling, man. What we gonna talk about tonight, man? I'm gonna let some people get in. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, look, like I said, man, basically what I want to do is I want to learn the whole aspect of, you know what I mean, getting the podcast and everything together. I have a plan, I have you know what I mean, I have things together, and it's just networking and meeting the right people and getting it out there.
Yeah, for sure. The why, like Justin said, man, it was divine connection that happened. Cause I was like, shit. I have you created your YouTube channel? Or you finna create it?
Like I got the name, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? I got the name, like I got the area, I got the finance, I got all that. I just don't know, you know what I mean, how.
Yeah. Okay. Since you like, cause we on YouTube now. Like, so on your YouTube channel, like, can you like really subscribe to people and stuff like that? Hit the like button.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you already got your channel. Really, all you gotta do is just upload a video. You know what I mean?
that's it.
Hey, yeah. I mean, if you need me to come by, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I'll pull up and just show you how to upload. Well, it ain't nothing to upload. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a video. I wanted to. Let me stop being rude to. Let me speak to my people who came here. What's up, Shay? What's up, Ice Cap News? What's up, Sheila? What's up, Beauty S.J.? Dominique, what it do? Robert, what going on? Karshaw. Now I gotta speak to my people when they come in the building. You know what I mean?
Already.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I help you. You know what I'm saying? Any way I can. You know what I'm saying? Get your message out there, cause I know you was telling me some. If I don't know, I met him last week through my cousin. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah,
just like it was divine time or whatever. But I cut you off when you was telling me something last week because I wanted to save it for the live. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, I wanted to be just as surprised to hear whatever you had to say as the people who was watching. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Man, look, basically, man, I'm a 37-year-old father of three, man. Divorcee. Um, man, when you talk about who I am and basically what I'm about, man, everybody has a story.
For sure.
Everybody has a something that they probably been holding, something they've been dealing with, and most people just don't know how to talk. Well, that's my gift. I don't have the highest education. I don't have, you know what I mean. I don't use the proper enunciations and all that stuff. But basically, like God gave me the ability to talk, to network, to more important, learn.
Yeah, for sure. We never stop learning.
Yeah, more important, learn. And out of my 37 years of living, man, when I tell you I've been through it, and my overall message, I just want like being a man, being a African American man, being a man who have been through child neglect, child abuse, sexual abuse. Uh, I've been, like I said, tours in Iraq, like being through, you know what I mean,
I
going
want. I
through
want.
things, man.
I might be cutting you out, but I want to hear all that. I want to hear about the your time in Iraq. I want if you care about getting to like the abuses, what's that? You ain't got to talk about that. You know what I mean if you don't want to, but I want to hear about the Iraq. You know what I mean? Because this right here is a overall. This is a spiritual channel. You know what I mean? I talk about eating healthy, fasting, and just I don't dive in so much of the conspiracy stuff no more. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's kind of energy draining when you keep on repeating it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I try to just give people a platform right now to talk. You know what I mean? I didn't used to do that shit. You know what I mean? Like one of my subscribers was asking me, she in here now, conscious thought. She was asking me to like go live with people, years ago, but I'm just not getting into that. So you know what I mean? It was like I said, it was meant for us to run into each other. So you can start whatever. Let me ask you a question though. Are you spiritual or are you religious?
Well, I grew up, like I said, I grew up define the two.
Okay, some people like they grow up religious in churches, and that's kind of what they gravitate towards to, like the Bible, and just the way like most people just grew up, when it comes to religion. But spirituality, they call this like this is like a whole nother side. Some people
Yeah.
say spiritual is religious, but I don't mix the two. I say spiritual is like getting a better understanding of yourself, being more aware of what's going on in reality, this reality, and in the spiritual realm. You know what I mean? Some people don't even believe there is a spiritual realm. You know what I mean? They just focus on what's in front of them, which is the 3D matrix. You know what I mean? So I consider myself being spiritual because I'm aware of the matrix, and I'm aware of like dreams, like astral projection and fasting, and the body's ability to withstand a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So that's why I call myself spiritual. So yeah. So what you consider yourself?
To be honest, like I said, I grew up in the religion. I grew up Baptist. I grew up, Sunday school, vacation Bible school, revival. I grew up in religion.
Right.
But like I said, more so the last 2 years, I haven't, you know what I mean? I haven't really attended church. I haven't really been back into the fold, because I left for a reason.
For sure.
I've never seen God work more. You know, the years that I was going to church, I felt like I was going because, man, look, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what,
Right.
grab my hand, come on, we got to go.
Mm-hmm.
But the last 2 years, dealing with mental health, dealing with different things that occurred in the military and in Iraq, I've seen God work.
Okay.
So did the church, did their religion save me, or you know what I mean? I'm learning. I'm in my learning stage, and I'm
But
30 years old, and I'm not ashamed to say, yeah, I'm still learning.
yeah, like shit, you're gonna be down to 60, 70 still learning. You know what I mean? Till you stop
Yeah,
breathing, that's when you still gonna be learning in, because like I see, I believe in the afterlife. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So I feel like it's gonna be. But I wanna hear about your. So what drove you to go to like Iraq and like get in the army?
man. Look, I end up, I was going to Lane College.
My
I
brother
had,
went to Lane. My brother went to Lane.
huh?
I said my big brother went to Lane for like a year.
Yeah, I end up, man. I had my son my senior year of high school.
Mhm.
I was working down here in Cary. You know what I mean? Making air condition. We got laid off. You
Uh,
And in the midst of that, like I said, so much would happen. I ended up getting kicked out of school for fighting. Now I got kicked out of school for fighting. Done got laid off. I got a son. He needs insurance. He needs, what I mean, child support. He needs support, period.
Facts.
And that was my initial thought. Like, look, I can't wait around. So I joined the military. I knew I was strong enough. I knew I had the mental capacity to deal with it, and I went. And joining the military, man, there's pros and cons. It was a good thing. It was a bad thing. You got to think 22 years old. I mean, 21, 22 years old. Toting a M14, M16, or M4, or a 240 or 249 Bravo, is shooting a 50 cal with 1,000 rounds, and you shooting into cars, and you know what I mean, going on mounted patrols and dismounted patrol at 21, 22 years old.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So me going, it was more so of the stability for him.
hmm So how would you say like being in the army at that age? how did it take a toll on your mental?
Mentally, like I said, you're not prepared to see some of the things that you see. You're not prepared to, endure some of the things like mentally because yeah, you're 21, 22, but you're still a child.
Yeah.
You're a child to life because you're just now starting to learn life. You're just not starting to experience life. So
Right.
take that and then you put, like I said, guns in their hands. You're in control of fire missions. You're in control of other soldiers who might be younger than you or older than you.
Mm-hmm.
So the stress that comes with that, the then now add a family to that, a complete family. You know what I mean? So now you 22, 21, 22 years old, man. You dealing with these things, and mentally, as you're going through it, you don't think of it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you separate yourself, or when you get, you know what I mean, in a different path, things start coming back and things start weighing you down. You know what I mean? And when your mental is weighed down, your whole body just feels.
Trust me, I know, man. So how long did you participate in the army? How long were you in?
Man, I went in 2007, and I ended up getting out in 2012, July 2012. So a
Okay.
little over 5.5, almost 6 years.
Okay. So can you talk about some of the stuff that you seen that could have been like traumatizing, or you don't want to talk about the traumatized stuff? You want to talk about the good?
You know what? To be honest with you, I try to leave as much as possible over there.
Okay.
You
I
know,
understand.
every day ain't, fighting. Every day ain't, hard times. So
Right.
they're good. It's a pros and cons, but at the same time, just if you want to talk about simplicity, just think about it being, I made it over there at 11:30 at night, and it's 100 degrees.
Oh, okay.
But we downloading stuff. It's 140 degrees at 11 o'clock in the evening.
Damn, I just started sweating think about this shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So you now imagine, like I said, 21, 22 years old, me
Uh,
being a gunner. I got M4 in my hand. I got either a 240 or 249 Bravo, and I'm on a dismounted patrol.
yeah.
And like I said, one thing I learned and coming back to this area, it's easy to be a shooter. Man,
Hmm.
hard to be a shooter, man, when you don't know what's about to happen. You don't know what your outcome is. You don't know where anything is coming from. You don't know.
Right, cause they got bombs and all this shit out there. They got plenty of shit.
Yeah,
I really don't even want to bring nothing up to, you know what I'm saying? Cause I know a lot of people when they go, they be traumatized and like some shit can trigger, you know what I mean? And they just like you can, cause this how the mind work, man. Even if you don't go to the army, anything that can happen in your childhood or past, you can think about it and it'll take you to a dark place and it'll lower your vibration. So I don't want to lower your vibration, you know what I mean?
yeah.
I just want you to talk about what you feel comfortable talking about, you know what I mean? So we can skip past the Iraq part, you know what I mean? Just so how was your life just overall? You know what I mean? Like how you have it good, somewhat good, bad, always bad, or just what?
Man, in the end game, I'm blessed.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But overall, man, look, from the age of 1.5 until now, literally until now, like I'm just now learn being comfortable with going to therapy and all this stuff. But from 1.5, like I was, my biological mom put me in a tub of boiling hot water at the age of 1.5. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Why? If you can go into it for me. If you
Man, to be honest with you, I've spoken with her and I've talked to her and I've called myself forgiving. But if I'm being honest, being grown now, looking at everything,
can.
being 17 years old, with two kids, you know, understanding what postpartum is and understanding how it affects women, especially back then when they didn't know or they didn't know, have the outlets that we have now.
Yeah.
I don't know the ins and out, but I'm pretty sure, you got to think at the time drugs maybe been a effect. All kinds of things comes into play.
Hmm.
So when you survive, the things that I've survived, you know what I mean? You kind of look at things now, especially me having kids, like, okay, I'm not making an excuse, but I got to think at the bigger picture, like, okay, what was she really going through?
Yeah.
So I learned, and this is by the grace of my parents that took me, that adopted me. Like I stayed with the same family from one up until now. And they taught me, the power of forgiveness, the power of, what I mean, making amends, because tomorrow ain't promised.
Right. So you feel like your foster parents were better, like a better suit for you?
Man, look, going back and meeting my biological family, and seeing, how my brothers and stuff move, and just the family that I come from, I was blessed to be put into this situation, into this house.
Hmm.
And if you know anything about the foster care system, it's hard for a person to get with one family that's not biological. Like, you're not kin to no one, but to get with that one family and stay during the duration of your childhood, that's rare.
That's why, yeah, I feel like everything happened for a reason. That was meant to happen. You know what I mean? It probably got you ways for somewhere that you could have been mentally. You know what I mean? So yeah.
No. So I think, I think that's why I say a lot of a lot of the reason why I want to, start a podcast, not to bring nobody down,
Mm-hmm.
not to, just, oh, I'm gonna tell you my sad. No, I want to show that, hey, look, this is what I went through.
Mm-hmm.
This is literally, openly, honestly, because a lot of men, I know men especially, but a lot of people, period, they pride is bigger than their bodies. So, a lot of people won't say, "Oh, I went through depression. Oh, I went through, suicidal attempts. I went through all of this until I finally got this help." So to know everything that I went through and everything that I made it through, to have this attitude, I just want to share it.
Yeah, and you doing good work by doing it. When you start doing it, a lot of people gonna start opening up. 'Cause I be trying to get a lot of people to be on this same path, like, you know what I mean, watching my channel, to come on here and let's just talk. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got to get deep into what can trigger them or whatever. They can just talk and vent. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people been watching me for some years. Some people just came to my channel, and like we'll chop it up in the comments, like, you know what I mean, like we've been knowing each other forever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, shit, y'all bring your ass up on there. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's about.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Communicating and connecting, because a lot of people ain't got nobody to vent to, and they'll keep on living their lives not wanting to vent because they feel like people gonna judge them. You know what I mean? Like some people is like, especially on the internet. So I get it when some people don't want to come to the internet with they, you know what I'm saying, issues. Some people don't even want to go to one person, which is a therapist. You know what I'm saying? So they really ain't finna come to no goddamn internet. You know what I mean? It ain't for everybody to come to the internet, but these like select few like me, you, when we be in a vessel and speaking on stuff like this, it's therapeutic for people to hear who been through a lot
That,
of, you know what I mean? So yeah, your channel is gonna be very beneficial. That's why I said, or you even got into, I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, we can just go and collaborate and do this and just, you know what I'm saying, work our way up, because a lot of people need to hear a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, just to get their day going, because it's like it's billions of people out here. So when they click on your video, somebody might went through the exact same or similar, well, not the exact same, but the similar things, like going through
hey,
fire, probably been in the army too. You know what I mean? So it's always a good look, and you helping somebody you don't even know it. They might not even comment on your video. They might not even like it. You know what I'm saying? But people be sitting back and watching though, for sure.
and that's what I want to do, because that's what I needed. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I was in my dark space. You know what I mean? I smile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm very funny. I can make you laugh from the sun up to sundown. And even in that dark space, like, I smile. But like you said, me, I think at the level that I'm at now, like, it's therapeutic because I've been holding so much in for so long.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not ashamed. I'm not. I'm hoping that. somebody looks and say, you know what? Yeah, I want to vent. Like you don't have to be the most educated. You don't have to, hold certain positions and all of that. Come, I just want to open up a vessel or a pipeline for people to just you come strictly anonymous. Just
And to touch on what you just said, bro, like you know what I'm saying, you ain't like the most proper speaking, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people think they gotta be like that, you know what I mean? Like when I first started my channel, when I was getting a lot of views, I had so much criticism on how I talk. They were like, bro, you'll get more views if you stop cussing, you stop doing this. I really didn't give a fuck, you know what I mean? Cause
hey,
I'm talking how I talk, cause shit, maybe this ain't meant for you, you know what I mean? Cause there's a lot of people in the hood who gravitate towards my, you know what I'm saying, mission. A lot of people who not even from the hood, they come to it cause like when people seeing you being authentic, they know, you know what I mean, they gonna rock with you. A lot of people, they so blinded by a lot of people on the internet that's not them true selves. You know what I mean? They masking over, they trying to talk, probably trying to use the biggest words, and they fucking confusing people. Like a lot of people don't even understand some of these words that a lot of people saying. So it's going over a lot of people's head. So like when they run into somebody like me, they're like, oh, he can break it down at a level. You know what I mean? That these
hey,
people probably could, but they ain't trying to because they want to seem so goddamn intellectual. You know what I mean? It's just this internet got like a lot of people hypnotized and thinking they got to do this or got to live up to other people's standards. Like that's why I never stopped just really cussing like that. I was like, shit, if I stop cussing, it's gonna be because I want to. You know what I mean? And I was like, and I ain't find no use for these words. But I love cussing and shit. Fuck shit. You know what I'm
but
saying?
but a lot of people can respond that way. You know what I mean? They can accept what you're saying. You know what I mean? Because it sounds so real. It sounds like they're talking. A lot of people don't have that voice. A lot of people don't know how to articulate. I can go many different levels. I can go politics. I can go religion. I can go education. However you want to do it.
Hmm.
But I want to be able to just literally sit down and feel like I'm having a conversation, like we're right here talking. You don't have to be, whatever. You don't have to spill. I just want a venue because at some point I needed that.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, we all need it, man. It's good for people, for for people to understand you. You actually talk for people to understand you, not talk just to hear yourself talking. Because a lot of people, like I said, they don't explain themselves well. It's like, are you talking to help somebody, or are you talking to make yourself look better than what you feel like you are? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, like I said, man, it's a lot of people who been through a lot of real shit. You know what I mean? So, like I said,
yeah. A lot of you. I mean, if you look at the average person, man. I knowing the things that I know now with depression and with anxiety and you know what I mean. It ain't gotta come from war, man. You could have done had a car wreck. You
man.
You know what I mean? So I'm able, like I'm starting to like be more visual, and
Hmm.
I see people for exactly who they are, and that's why I want. If I'm gonna talk to you, I want what I mean. See you for who you. I don't want you, over enunciating or using this word or that word. Man, look, be who you are.
And it's crazy you said like even there, bro. Like it's a lot of people like I said when my channel was up at its peak, it was a lot of people who would walk up to me like in Memphis, and they would try to like you know what I'm saying, speak a certain type of way. But I'm like, damn, you watch my videos, bro. You can you know what I'm saying. You ain't gotta say this word and
Eh,
say you know what I'm saying. Just chop it up like a regular person, bro. Like a lot of people try to be overly smart, like you know what I mean, just to try to fit in, man. You gonna fit in just being yourself and just talking how you talk. You know what I mean? Like I said, like you said, you can see people who they is. I can see
eh,
people who is too. You know what I mean? So that's why I really kind of stay away from people because if you doing like good as fucking life, a lot of people will try to, like I said, camouflage and blend in. So I just stay away from a lot of people because a lot of people really can't be their authentic selves. You know, especially when they probably get like around a group of people. It's a
Yeah,
lot. You know what I'm saying? Being intelligent is not what's up in today's time. So it might be somebody who hanging with like five people and they the smartest one out there, but they not even gonna bring up an intellectual conversation to see if anybody would get on that vibration. You know what I'm saying? So
Hey,
it just people just hold themselves in places where they don't need to be. You know what I mean?
because people got this, they got this mask up. You got to think, especially me being my age, and I was blessed to be raised by you know older people. When I say older, like my grandmother was 94, 95 when she passed my 11th grade year. You know what I mean? So of course we was raised to walk this way. We was raised to talk this way. We was raised to think this way.
Hmm.
And now I'm not saying like okay they was wrong. They just didn't know. That,
Yeah, I was telling a lot of people, man, we gotta cut our the elders some slack, man. But like we living right now, we living in the age of information. They wasn't living in the age of
that
information. They didn't have computers in a pocket called phones. You know what I mean? So we able to access a lot of information. So I try, man, I cut the generation above with some slack. You know.
yeah, you got to man because just as much as they missed, man, they gave us the blueprint.
Hmm.
Of course, time is going to change, so that means it's up to us to kind of tweak that blueprint.
Yeah, right. Everything must evolve. You know what I mean?
Hey, we as men, we as people got to evolve because I'm gonna tell you, man. Up until like I said about a year or so ago, therapy was not an answer.
Right. Lane talking about we didn't have touchscreen phones either. We didn't when we first early. Shit, we feel old as hell now. You said this shit, why you bringing our age? But yeah, we ain't have touchscreen phones neither. But you know what I mean. We still, like I said, we got the best of both worlds. You know what I mean?
Best of both worlds. Like I can, you feel me? I can go. You can give me a grocery list, and I can go to the grocery store, and I can get everything you want, or I can go out here and kill these chickens, or plant this garden so I can make sure we eat.
For sure.
Either way it go, like we literally was raised by the best of both.
Hmm. So that's what makes us like kind of more advanced or whatever. So I'm like, we was born in the perfect time. Cause I'm like the people like the generation after us. That's why I feel like shit is going how it's going now. They basically being raised by the internet, and they really ain't like the kids now. They having kids. You know what I mean? That's been going on, but it's more kids having kids, and I feel like we was born in the perfect time, so we got that balance. You know what I mean? Because when people look at me, they
But
don't. I'm gonna talk how I'm talk, huh?
guess what? Since we, toe that line of having the best of both worlds, that knowledge, that old school knowledge that was instilled in us, if we don't pass it on, it dies with us.
On God, you just
It
broke that
dies
shit
with us.
down.
Our generation was the last one in my mind. You get what I'm saying? I don't know, how other people grew up, but our generation really was the last one that was, really raised by that old school life.
Facts, facts, bro. That's why I'm glad I'm doing this shit. I'm glad like I still look like you know what I'm saying. I still can fit in with the generation. That's why most of the young generation they listen to me. You know what I mean? Because like we that gap. You know what I mean? If we don't do right, because it's a lot of us this our age, and they ain't doing shit because they trying to fit in with the young niggas. Like they
Yeah,
got
that's
us, we gotta act our motherfucking age and act. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta just like pass the knowledge on, man. Because we don't do it, man. The generation under us, they lost. You know what I'm saying?
I ask you. So answer me this:
What's up?
are they the problem? That i.e., meaning the younger generation, or are we the problem?
The niggas who ain't goddamn fat, the niggas who still going through our identity crisis at our age, they the problem.
We the problem. If I'm being realistic,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like, oh, you can reach anybody.
Mm-hmm.
You can reach any generation you want to reach. You can be, what I mean, relevant to any generation. But do you want to be?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And they looking, it's the people that's our age, and it's the internet because the young people who looking at the people our age, they mostly the rappers that's our age, like the the Little Dirk thing. I think Little Dirk by 30. The people like in their age group and all this shit who's really rapping about violence and all this stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Young people looking at them and they our age, so if it's not no rappers in our generation who really rapping about stuff like that, that's gonna be a big issue too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because everybody's looking to the internet. They not looking at everyday average people. Nobody really listens to you unless you got a so-called bag or you got chain and jewelry on. You know what I mean?
But that's my thing though. They only see that from the internet and they see that from the TV.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I think my problem or the problem that I've seen is the kids that are watching it close up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in their environment, because our generation is the one that's trying to keep, this stereotype alive. Seem like it's time. You know what I mean? It's been time for us. You know what? House. Hopefully family, if that's your direction. You know what I mean? Like raise your kid. But our generation, I see more so. I see a lot is out there with the kids that I have a 17-year-old son. I have no business, you know, hanging out with him, or you know what I mean. Him and his homeboy. I'm hanging out with his homeboy.
People think that shit cool now. You know what I'm saying? They do that. They do stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I ain't judging nobody, but they drink liquor with their kids. You know what I mean? They being more of a friend, which is nothing wrong with it, but they being like a you can't be a strict nigga friend to your son. You know what I mean?
You
Like,
gotta balance.
yeah, like he should be able to feel comfortable talking to you, but
Yeah,
not feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Cracking up some liquor, some shit, and he underage. You know what I mean?
it's okay to be open. It's okay to, shower your child with that attention and with that love. Like that. That's honestly what a lot of them need more so than ever. It's okay, but I think there's got to be a balance. It's going to have to be a balance created, and not even just your kids. With your homeboy kids, or just 17, 18, 19, 20 year old in general. I'm 37. I have no reason, sitting out there unless I'm trying to just spew knowledge,
Yeah.
steer them somewhere. And I'm just now getting to that point to where I'm learning, and this, like I said, it's kind of on us too, because I'm 37. I'm just now getting there to where I want to, give that knowledge back.
Yeah, and people think like when you hit your 30s, that's old. You know what I mean? To be getting yourself together and all that. But we kind of was really just thrown out there. You know what I mean? They really didn't teach us shit in school. You know what I mean? No, nothing that would help us survive in actual everyday life. You know what I
That
mean? If you don't have that guidance or that older brother, that parent there to really guide you and say, look, school ain't gonna really teach you nothing. I didn't live this, I did that. If you ain't got that, you really gonna be down there struggling to your 30s. You know what I mean? Because some
that,
people might think they not struggling, but because they got a job, you know what I'm saying? They got a car in the house, you know what I mean? Like by
yeah,
any, you should be grateful, you know what I mean? But you really haven't made it to where you could make it, you know what I mean? This just the average life that they taught some of us to live, you know what I mean?
hey,
So
I jumped out there, like I said, when I left college and joined the military. Man, I had never been outside. I'm from small town, Grand Junction, Tennessee. Man, maybe 300, 400 people,
mm,
five most. But going out there into, man, that world is a whole nother world. From going from never leaving this small town to boom, I'm in South Carolina, I'm in Colorado, I'm in Washington State, I'm in Italy, I'm in Germany, you know what I mean? And I'm meeting these all different walks of life.
that
I'm
shit brought your horizon, didn't it?
figure it out.
Hmm. How did that make you think though? Cause like when I travel, that shit makes you think like until you really just get out here and see the different states and all this shit, you like really like damn man, this world is big as hell. It's so much shit that we missing out on. Like I feel sorry for anybody who ain't never traveled out their city. You know what
Man,
I mean?
I'm telling you, bro, it's like a culture shock.
That's
You
why
know,
Mm-hmm.
When
That
you
what?
go, there's a culture shock between the East Coast, between the West Coast, between up north, and of course, down south. Even yeah, we're from down south, but there's a big difference from Texas and Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the whole, and you have to learn to just think about, like I said, being 20, 21, 22, jumping out there, having to learn how to deal with different religions, different races, like different, nationalities. Like this is a whole, because if I ask you for a cigarette, you know what I mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go and you over there in Italy, and a guy walk up to you and say, "Hey, can I get a," and I, this is what they call them. They call them fags.
For real?
That's what they call a cigarette. So when I hear that, I'm like, "Hey, man, what you got going?"
You hear me?
You know what I mean? Like I'm really, you know what I mean? Like, dude, why are you even using it nowadays? But you don't know.
Why the fuck they calling it out of all the words, all the phrases and letters? They call them fake.
Man, look, it's a whole nother, culture shock, and you have to learn, because that situation could have went left field.
Uh-huh.
Now here I am. Now I'd have been labeled as big, aggressive black guy.
Hey, look, bro, you ain't lying about that culture shock and the language, bro. Cause it probably be somebody in my chat who was on my live one day, and it was a dude I think from Jamaica, and I was in here, I was on live and I was talking, and I seen him coming. He said chop chop, and I'm like, nigga, don't be rushing me, like you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying. I kind of, I kind of went off, you know what I'm saying, being ignorant as fuck, and then when I got off the live, he ended up sending something to my Instagram when I had an Instagram. He was like, bro, I gotta see it in his accent. He was like, bro, in Jamaica, chop chop means hello, how you doing? I'm like, damn, my bad, fam. I ain't know, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that taught me a lesson to stop being ignorant because I don't know what somebody's saying in a different culture and different language. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, bro. I went over there. You gotta think, like, in Iraq. I didn't know, like, if you take your left hand and you tell an Iraqi, Keith, or stop,
Mm-hmm.
you basically telling them they ain't shit,
Damn.
because
I'm start doing this people out here.
yeah, because well, I'm not gonna say all of them. Maybe it was just this town, or this area we was in. Maybe that was just their culture thing. I don't fully know, so I don't want to spew out. But I know in this area, Adiwa Niwa, you do that because a lot of them don't have running public water systems,
Yeah. I
and,
ain't know.
and so that's how they wipe their ass
Bro.
with their left hand. And I'm on guard. I'm pulling guard, and I'm looking in my binoculars. And I'm like,
I ain't shaking no nigga hand no more, man. I see why Michael Jackson wore his glove.
put
You
it
hear
in
me?
his left hand, and man, he just flop. But and then you tell him stop. So here I am. I'm ignorant.
Hell yeah, then the language, yeah, yeah, bro. You got me like shit. Now you put me on game. Now that I go outside the country, I ain't saying shit.
I'm telling you, man, it's best to, you know what I mean. But that's what I'm saying. When you come from these small towns, or when you just ain't, really gotten out like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you have to. It's best for you to move around, learn. Don't be so quick to anger. Don't be so quick to, like I told you from the jump. I always want understanding. I always want to know more.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
Well, shit. Some people they can't tell some people wrong just because how other people reacted to, you know what I'm saying, some shit they probably tried to tell somebody before. Like, okay, I ain't gonna tell him this. He might, you know what I'm saying. He from the states, so you know what I'm saying. He from what you call, especially when people hear Memphis, they really. I noticed this shit when I did go places. People they like people from Memphis, but they looking at you sideways. You know what I'm saying? Because you saying
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
But that's why I say, man, I think, in my mind, not getting understanding and not wanting to grow mentally will kill you faster than a bullet.
Yup. Say it again.
Because it don't just kill you; it kill your next generation.
Mm-hmm.
Because what you gonna teach them?
Look. That's what you just said. That's the reason why a lot of young people dying, not getting the understanding. Like,
Hey,
just, if motherfuckers just would talk it out and just say something like, "Be men," but everybody ain't being taught to be no man. Like, let's talk about this, bro. You know what I mean? That shit sounds so soft. Just like, bro, what you like? What is we fighting over? You know what I mean? Is what you got to misunderstand on that I can talk to you about, bro, and we can
man,
just solve this now, okay? Instead of you just go and get your pistol. You know what I'm saying?
man, I had an uncle, man. My uncle used to tell me a long time ago, man. I'd rather be a scared cat than a dead duck.
Hey, fuck you talking about? I
You
need to
get what
start taking that shit.
man, you can have. I'd rather be a scared cat than a dead duck any damn day.
Yeah, though I've been preaching that on here, man. I've been telling them folks, I was like, man, it don't mean you scared if you walking away from certain situations. Like me, I don't put myself in situations to even like try to walk away from or you know what I mean? Because I know bad energy. I always been able to pick up on bad vibes, but you know what I mean. People be thinking that that's some scary shit. I'm like, nah, man, these niggas will kill you for stupid shit for staring at them. You know what I mean? Like,
Man,
dumb, huh?
nah, I was agreeing. Like I promise, I know where you coming from.
The most stupidest shit, bro. They'll kill over a woman, they'll kill you over, you know what I mean? And you ain't even gotta be disrespecting the woman. You can just be looking at her, or you know what I mean, not even know she, you know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of shit that you can get killed over nowadays. So you really gotta know how to move when it comes to oversensitive men. You know what I mean? Cause that's all they is. They very, very sensitive, fragile egos, and they don't want to be told what to do. They don't want to like I said, a lot of people don't want to a lot of young people don't want to hear you if you don't have a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like if I
Hey,
somebody a younger dude, he will probably listen to me just because of how I look. Cause I can't really say a lot of young dudes ain't really listen to me. But okay, but average young dude walk up and try to tell another young dude something, he ain't gonna really listen to him as far as like if Lil Baby came to Memphis. They gonna listen to Lil Baby. You know what I mean? If he speak on some positive shit, well, whether it's negative, because he's a role model to them. You know what I mean?
hey,
He's so called successful in life. People look people equate success with money and chains and cars and women with success. You know what I mean? But that's not real success. That's just uh external little gifts. You know what I mean? Little
that-
trinkets,
man, that's just putting lipstick on a pig. Cause
basically.
strip all of that away. If you strip all of that away and you still, you know what I mean, find yourself depressed or find yourself lonely, then is it worth it?
You know what I'm saying?
It's not going. I promise you, one thing I learned: I done been up, I done been down, and I done been levitating.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And to be honest, at some points, being up felt worse than being down.
For real. Can you elaborate on this so people can understand? You know what I mean?
I say that because when I come back from my wreck, man, look, I got it's tax free over there. I got 20 some thousand dollars saved up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But in reality, I can go out, I can buy whatever I want. I can move how I want. But in reality, like I was dealing with so much that money, the only thing I had was money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm up, but then I get to these points to where I've been down, I've been happy, I've been content because yeah, I'm down right now, but I don't have to worry about fakeness. I don't have to worry about somebody calling me, hey, 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 just to lead up into, well, can you come and help me?
Yeah. Facts.
So it all depends on what you value as being rich.
And I value shit. I think being healthy is the richest motherfucker. That's why I take my health so serious, bro. Cause I feel great. I feel better than I ever felt in my life when I got on my healthy shit. When I get on my health, because health is the ultimate wealth. I don't care if it sounds cliche. I don't care if people saying, he just saying it because he ain't rich. You know, I'm telling you, when you start taking care of your body, when your skin look different than it ever looked before in your life, when you can breathe better than you ever breathe, you know what I'm saying, breathe in your life, it's just gonna make you do a like 180 on life. You know what I mean? Like damn. Now if I receive some money, I'm mentally prepared to not blow it because
I've been,
huh you been through that.
yeah, like I'm saying, like, when you get, you get a free extra $100. Oh, I think my phone froze.
That shit black over here.
Oh man, somebody just tried to call me.
Man, they didn't blow up the spot.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Shit. Let me see.
But like I said, I don't know. But I'm gonna finish this, and like I said, I got a few things I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna say this.
For sure.
And first of all, man, appreciate you.
No problem, man.
From one black king to another black king, man. You know what I mean? Just to have this venting session, whether you know it or not, you know what I mean? Like it sounds like just basic common conversation. And like I said, down the line, I'll get deeper into it. But
Mm-hmm.
this is what a lot of people need.
Exactly.
And like I said, I'm grateful, and hopefully I can get this off the ground, and hopefully, if in any way, I can touch just one. You get what I'm saying? If I can get one person, you know what I mean, to actually change their way of thinking and actually change their way of accepting life,
Mm-hmm.
man, I'm good.
It's gonna prosper, bro. I feel it, bro. Hey, y'all drop the 100 emoji if y'all gonna go follow his channel as soon as I shout it out. Just drop the 100 emoji. I'm telling you,
Man, look, and I appreciate everybody out there. Like I said, man, when I get everything together, like I'll be back if you allow me to come back, man, and I have everything together. I just, this is my introduction. This is my this is my beginning.
a damn good introduction. You know what I'm saying? I know they fuck with it. They gonna be there. I'm telling you, man. This shit.
Well, look, man, look, I got a few things I'm finna try to get into, and man, like I said, once again, I appreciate you. I appreciate your audience, man, and hey, I can't wait for the next one.
For sure. You see they dropping 100 emoji. They coming. You know what I'm saying? They fuck.
Hey, I see it, man. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all, man. Alicia, I appreciate you.
You hear me? Lance, he's dropped the 100 emojis. Also, you know what I'm saying? He coming like they feel it. And like I said, man, I ain't gonna hold you, but yeah, man, they gonna be waiting on. We gonna be waiting on you, family.
Oh yeah, tell man, look, I got so many stories. I got so many facts. You hear me? It ain't just nothing I pulled out my ass. I got so many stories. So, man, look, whenever there's the next opportunity, hey, I need everybody to chime in, and I'm gonna get a little bit deeper for you.
For sure. When as soon as you create your channel, bro, send it to my phone, and I'm gonna go subscribe. You know, we gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm staying on being it in.
Okay, okay, man. Like I said, once again, man, you have a good night, man. Be blessed, be safe, and I appreciate all y'all.
For sure, man. Everybody in the chat, man, y'all be blessed. Don't walk in there smoke, man.
All right.